I want you to listen very, very closely. Please stop using, I'm begging you, please stop using outdated business models. Things like dropshipping, SMA, SaaS, they have all had their day and they are gone. Now, obviously, yes, these businesses are still around, but you don't have first mover advantage with them. But today I'm gonna present to you a full guide on how you can be first in, best dressed to this business model and generate over $500 every single day with using your phone and some Wi-Fi connection. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. And if you're new here, my name is Asha and I help people go from working a trade, working a job, working a 9 to 5, to then learning online skills and creating an online income so that they can get their freedom back, live life how they want to, and experience life without being tied down and actually get ahead because the cost of living is out of control. And if you like these videos and you want to see more of them, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers, let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna be going over the method on how you can make over $500 a day with digital products. And I'm gonna show you how my life went from having no digital products in my life to then actually selling digital products, creating freedom, and living the life that I've always wanted to. And now, if you want some sort of credibility that I know what I'm talking about, in my very first year of this, no experience at all, going from working FIFO and construction, I made over $350,000. All right, so let's get into it. Now first, what is a digital product versus a digital service? So for me, I tried selling digital products, tried selling physical products, but the best thing that I found were actually expensive digital products and also expensive digital service. And I'll dive into that in a second of why you should go with a digital service instead of a cheap digital product. Okay, so a digital product is an item that exists only in a digital form. It can be downloaded, accessed, or used on electronic devices. Examples of these are ebooks, softwares, templates, music, and online courses. So things that are generally very cheap. They range between $1 to about $200. Now, a digital service is an activity or assistance delivered through digital means. It focuses on performing tasks or providing value rather than giving a file. Examples of digital service include web design, online coaching, cloud storage, and social media management. Now, there are a lot more, but yeah, it's basically a service that you provide ongoing, and it's usually more expensive because it has more leverage. Let's say, for example, I have a business and I want to run ads. So a digital service would be someone that controls my ads and manages the ads for me. So I would pay them, let's say, a retainer of $1,000 or $2,000 a month, and they would run the ads. So you can see that as that person, they're selling that digital service. Let's say they've got 10 clients paying them $2,000 a month. That's $20,000 a month right there. So you can see the leverage with these digital services goes a lot further. Although the only flip with this is it does require a bit more work and also a skill set. But we'll talk about that in a second and the best skills to learn so that you can ease into this quite easily. Let's do it. Okay, so just over 6 months, I was able to do this transformation, but these are the things that you must know when coming into this space. So first is, how much can you actually make? So how much can you make with, digital products? How much can you make online? And I'm going to say between $50,000 on a low year to $500K per year. And I will show you real job applications which you can sell digital products and digital services, and you're going to be making over $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year. So I will show you that in real time and also show you how to land these roles. So what digital products to sell? So if you're going to go down a route of a specific digital product, you want to be selling something like ebooks, guides, online courses, or video lessons, printables, planners, journals, sheets, Canva or business templates, softwares, apps, or browser extensions, stock photos, videos, music, or sound effects, digital art, etc. So a perfect example of this would be a fitness plan meal. You've got a lot of fitness people that are out there. They have personal brands, they do postings. A lot of them even have some crazy transformations. So people want to know and people value their information that they have in their brain and how they were able to achieve that physique or that muscle growth or that weight loss. So they put it into a meal planner or they put it into a course or an ebook and they're able to sell that. So that's what I would really focus on with selling a digital product. Now it is, obviously cheaper and obviously does take more effort to sell, and you got to sell a lot more to make, decent money. The next must know is the most profitable digital products. The most profitable digital products that you want to be selling, including digital services, are online courses and masterclasses, software, apps, and SaaS tools, website themes, plugins, and templates. Now, realistically, I would really just focus on these two up here with online courses and just selling information or something along the lines of software. So softwares you can partner up with a business and sell their softwares, and that be the digital service that you sell. So what do you really need to start? So what do you actually need to start this? First of all, the creativity, ability to design, write, or come up with valuable ideas. Next is technical skills. So this is a massive one. I would say this one, and this one are the most important ones. So technical skills, marketing skills, communication skills, problem solving as well. So the reason why I wouldn't, creativity, yes, that's more for like marketing. That's for being depends what you're selling, right? If you're selling ads and marketing, then that's obviously a skill you want to have. But if you're selling just sales, and this is what we're going into, where you don't need to post any social media, or you don't need a whole lot to start, the skills of communication, the skills of marketing are going to go a lot further. Okay. Now, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, digital products are only this small thing. They're like NFTs. Eventually they're going to die out. And people really think that they're just going to die out, that it's just going to go, it's short-lived. But realistically, it is very far from short-lived, and let me explain why. So the future of digital products and the e-learning space, so the e-learning space is basically any sort of information that's online that you can learn. So is scheduled to reach between $420 billion to $1.15 trillion by 2030. So we're in 2025 now. It's about 4 years, bro. We're about to go to 2026. So that's why I said 4 years. But according to various research firms, the wide range of projections reflects different market analysis methodologies and coverage, but most forecasts indicate a strong annual growth of 10 to 20%. So this is crazy, and this is booming faster than any space basically in the world, bro. Like nothing is booming as much as this. So this is what I'm saying, that you watching this video is like investing into Bitcoin in fucking 1999 or whenever Bitcoin was made, okay? So it's like knowing it. It's like you traveling back in time and going, do this. This is where it's going, okay? Not NFTs, not drop shipping, not AI drop shipping, not crypto, digital products, bro, okay? And the skills around digital products and what you need to be successful, we're gonna cover in this video. So after this video, you're gonna be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so a thing that you need to know is expensive products or cheap products. People think cheap products so I can sell a lot, and people are also scared to sell expensive products. Let's talk about the pros and cons, and I'll tell you my sort of personal opinion of them. So let's talk about cheap products. Let's talk about the pros. So the pros are easy for customers to buy, it's low risk, high volume potential, more people are willing to purchase, faster to create and launch, great for building an audience or email list. It can become passive income if automated. So it does sound good. So it does sound quite good. It's very good for those small, I guess, niche, companies or people that want to sell at a high volume. But also the cons with this. So we have lower profit per sale. So it's going to take you a lot of time to make a lot of money and a lot of sales to make a lot of money. Requires many sales to make real income, more competition in the market. So with this, right, if it's faster to create and launch, then it's going to be a more competitive market because anyone can do it. Anyone can make a fitness plan. Anyone can make a nutrition plan or a mindset plan, okay? Once they have a fucking intervention or a fitness fucking weight loss. Anyone can do something. So also customers may perceive it as low value. So if something that's cheap, it's going to be low value. Harder to scale without any product variations, okay? Now, expensive digital products. So the pros, high profit per sale, few customers needed to make good income, seen as more valuable and premium, benefits advanced skills or specialized knowledge, easy to scale with the right marketing funnel. The cons, it takes a lot of time and effort to create, higher customer hesitation, requires strong branding and trust, often needs customer support or ongoing markets. Marketing costs may be higher, ads, funnels, etc. But let me tell you my experience with this. So I've tried all the products. I've tried selling cheap products and expensive products. Expensive always is better. Always, bro. And I'll tell you what, the type of customer that you get with a cheap product is the kind of guy that's like, oh, bro, it's $50, man. Is it really going to be worth it? Is it $50? Really? And it's $50, man, for a fucking ebook. You don't really want to be dealing with those kind of customers, especially if you have to you're trying to run the business, you're trying to create the products, you're trying to do everything, the ads, all of this stuff. Dealing with all these different clients is going to be very tough. Plus, you've got to deal with a lot of them just to make a decent amount of money. You've got to deal with thousands of them just to hit your target. And with expensive digital products, it's very high profit per sale, meaning you can make one sale per week and be making 2 to 3, 4K per week. Fewer customers needed to make good income, which is good. So like I said, you don't want to be messing around with all these different customers. You just want 1 or 2, maybe 3 a week. Perfect. Seem more valuable, more premium, and it's obviously easy to scale. Now, obviously with the cons of this, it does take more time and effort to create, which like I said before, means that there's fewer competition, which is good. Now it is harder to sell, but depends on what you're actually selling. Sometimes it can be a piece of cake or, every prospect's different, but let's say something like a fitness offer. Okay, so what's actually the $500 a day method? So first one that you can go with is creating a digital product and service. So a bit like this, a cheap digital product or even an expensive digital service that you have that you want to create, then you can go ahead and create that. But these are the things that you're going to need to know. You're going to need to know your audience, post content or ads, run teams, fulfillment for your digital products, management of clients, and involving the digital product constantly. Now this, as you can imagine, takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time. Or you can sell someone else's. Now this is what I would 100% recommend, which means all you need to learn is how to sell and how to market it. Simple as that. And this is what I direct people to do, because why waste time trying to create your own digital product, trying to understand they're trying to do fulfillment. If you're a beginner, that's not good for you, bro. There's so many people, there's teams, there's millionaires, there's people that are so much better at everything than you. Why are you trying to be better? Why are you trying to create your own thing, bro? Just partner up with something that's already winning and sell for them or market for them. Trust me, it's so much easier, okay? So, and this brings me to my next part, which is increasing the value so you can earn more. So increasing your value through skill sets, through knowledge, through information, okay? So high income skills, sales, closing, converting leads into paying customers. So these are high income skills where you can make a lot more money with the skills that you've learned. Copywriting, writing persuasive content that drives sales. So this could be for marketing, software development or coding, building apps, websites and tools, digital marketing, ads, SEO, funnels, social media growth, or UI or UX design, designing user-friendly websites and apps. Now, if you're a beginner, I would definitely focus on just these two. So sales and closing. So actually closing that deal, because you can step in and you can start closing deals with them. You don't need to own the business. You don't need to invest. All you need to do is have that skill set. So high income skills are the best skills to learn. And earnings with high income skills, sales vary from widely around $53,000 to over $136,000 per year. For top performance with potential to earn $500,000 or more annually in certain high level sales positions. So we'll get into that in a second. That's why I was saying sales and closing is going to be the best thing that you're going to learn, because just the income, right? The leverage that you have with that skill is crazy. Because once, let's say you can sell a $2,000 course, the framework that you use to sell a $2,000 course is going to be the same framework that you use to sell a $10 million home or a $30 million private jet, okay? It's the same framework. So imagine the commissions on that sort of skill set gives you some crazy leverage. Now, just to give you proof that this actually exists and that you can make this kind of money, if you go onto Seek.com, this is a big app in Australia for finding jobs. I know it's where I got my first sale, or obviously one of my sales gigs, but I was working FIFO, working construction. I got my job from Seek. All right, so as you can see here, that this one here is paying $170,000 to $220,000 a year. It's fully remote, meaning we can go anywhere. So this one is perfect that you want to apply to. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Posted 3 days ago. The opportunity is out there. The opportunity to make really good money with this is out there, and you can apply for these as well. Next one is high ticket closer, fully remote. Like I was saying, this is something that I've done. This is something that a lot of people have done and have made some insane amount of money. And this one here is paying up to $40,000 a month. So you can see that you can go anywhere in the world and still be able to make money as a high ticket closer, learning the skills of sales and even learning the skills of marketing. But this is perfect. So once you have the skills, no one can take that away from you. Like I always say, bro, no matter what's happening in the market, no matter what's happening in the world, something is always going to need to be sold. So if you have that skill of sales, if you have that skill of marketing, you can do well. So no matter what products or services selling, you'll always be able to sell, making you a high valued individual. So next, how do we learn these skills? How do we learn these high income skills that are going to make us $500 a day consistently and effectively? So first is the free route. So pros, it's free. We've got YouTube, but also there's a lot of cons that come with this. Now, a lot of people think, oh bro, it's free. I'm just going to watch a bunch of YouTube videos and be really good at sales or be really good at business. No, okay? Sorry to break it to you, but this is what you're going to be faced with. So you're going to have no structure with learning. Information is going to be absolutely scattered. You won't know what you want to learn if you don't know how that you need to learn it, right? So you're always going to just be scattered with information, not knowing which direction you're going. So the quality varies. Anyone can upload content, so advice may be inaccurate or outdated. So a lot of the dropshipping people, so in the space of dropshipping, there's a lot of people that are selling dropshipping courses which have never really done dropshipping. So no personalized feedback, so you don't get corrections or guidance on your work. So you can watch this video now and you can watch a sales training and you can watch one of my sales training or one of my sales calls, but you won't be able to get any feedback when you start to put it into action. You get what I'm saying? Distractions. So recommended videos, ads make losing focus very easily. So probably on this video, there's Mr. Beast doing a crazy challenge or a new dinosaur that's being discovered. You know what I mean? So things are very distracting, especially YouTube. Next is limited depth. So many videos only cover basics to attract views, not advanced skills. So where you're actually going to find the advanced skills is in the actual one-on-one coaching. Okay, so let's talk about getting a coach and getting a mentor and how to actually learn these skills. So I've tried both of these. Now I've tried the free route, I failed, and this is why I'm telling you guys to not also do that. Now, obviously watching this video, obviously watching my videos and other videos is great to get information as well, but it's just one key factor of actually taking that step. So with getting a coach, with getting a mentor, but the cons with this is, yes, it's going to cost money. Okay. Now let's say it's going to cost you $5,000 to get the training so that you can learn. If that $5,000 is going to get you into the training so that you can make $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 a month for the rest of your life, that's a really good investment. So that's something that you really want to do, because it gives you that fast tracking to your results. And people want results quickly, bro. People always like, oh man, I just want, how quickly can I get a result? How quickly can I see results? This is how quickly you can see results, by getting an actual coach. Yes, you got to go backwards. If you're going backwards to take one massive step forward. So you're gonna have personalized guidance. You're gonna have faster progress. You're gonna have accountability. So someone actually holding you accountable. Direct feedback, proven methods. So people that have gone through and gotten the same results, and you're gonna get taught the exact same way. Okay, so it's only a matter of time before you see results. Now, for the coaches that I train with, I know that they have a few spots open for people that are dedicated, people that are ready, people that are wanting more and wanting to actually get started with this. So there is a link in the description that you can check out, and it will give you a full rundown on how to start that. Everything is done through an interview, so make sure you take the call from a quiet room, take it from a laptop. If anyone's helping you with the decision, bring them onto the call as well. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about, once you have these skills, what do you need to do and how do you actually start and actually get things moving? Actually, you have three options. Okay, sorry, you have three options. So first one right now, you have that skills is the cold outreach method. You want to DM creators that sell products online, products, services, anything. And you want to be looking for something like this. So DM me skills if you want help, or DM me fitness plan. So things that are directing people or clients to the DMs. So this is where it builds a funnel. So it's to the DMs, then from the DMs to a sales call, then on a sales call to you, or if you're on the DMs as an appointment setter. So to find these people, you want to go onto Instagram and you want to be searching keywords like crypto, money, sales, mindset, health, fitness, nutrition, business, things like this. Okay. Now you want to follow it by words like this: mentor, coach, consultant, guide, expert, things like this. So marrying up two words of these selection is going to give you a bunch of people on Instagram that are going to be selling something that you can cold outreach to. So you want to call and you want to send them this certain DM. So, hey, whatever name it is, I really like your content and what you stand for. I'm a remote closer or setter, whatever you're doing, or maybe you're doing marketing. I'd love to be a part of your team. Here's my track record and my training. I'm really excited to work with you. Let me know what you think. Now, this is good. I would honestly recommend do a voice memo or a video. Voice memos are probably better because it's always something you want to be intrigued. When someone sends you a text, it's just like, oh yeah, like you can read it straight away. They get the notification, they can read it. But when someone sends you a voice message, it's like, what did that guy say? Why is this guy randomly voice message? So it's good to get actually in contact with them. Next is the seek.com method. So the same method that I was talking about with these ones here. And the way that you find legit roles with this is through searching things like remote sales. Now, Seek has thousands of these, like literally thousands. So to find the right ones, you want to go remote sales. Then you want to set the location to remote, and you also want to change the money to 70K to 350K per year. Now, the do's of this and the don'ts with this. So do's, research the company, tailor your resume, and check salary transparency. Look for clear role details. So roles that are clear, these are the ones that you want to be looking for. Now, the ones that you don't want to apply to, don't apply to vague job ads, the ones that just don't have the company name, or they don't know what you're selling, or there's unclear things, very shady. Don't just apply to those ones, okay? Next is you never want to be skipping the reviews. If people have worked for them and they write a review, they're going to have a very personalized and also going to have a very credible review. So if you're going to work for that company, you want to know what it's like. Next is don't rely on commission roles only, less experienced. So many are unstable or poorly managed. So things like this, sometimes they were promised a lot when it's commission only, and sometimes you could not make any money. It's a fact. So with this, you want one that has a retainer. So maybe $2,000 to $5,000 retainer, and then plus commissions, which is perfect. There's plenty out there. And obviously don't ignore the red flags. So things like pressure to pay for training and not telling you what it actually is, unprofessional communication, or no interview process. So if they just put you straight in, I wouldn't really trust it. So now what I did is I went through an agency, like the one I was talking about, went through an agency, and they also had an academy. So they trained me, and then once I was ready, they put me onto a role. So I had legit roles, I had roles that were ready, and I was ready for them, and I was able to go in. Now I also had training every single day, and that's how I was able to land the roles. And I landed a role in about 2 months. So going with an agency is a lot more streamlined, a lot more fast tracked with your results, and less of a headache. And like I said, if you want to check that out, there is a link in the description to get started with that. So let's go over the $500 a day math and the breakdown. So with the deal and with what you're actually going to be selling, it's generally on average going to be between $5,000 to $15,000 deal. And this is a real commission breakdown. So scenario A, you have a $5,000 deal. To earn $500 a day, let's say you're earning 10% commission, you're going to be making $500 per sale. Which is perfect. Let's say 15% commission is $750 per sale. So to make $500 in a day, you only need to make one sale, bro. One sale. Now, Now, you can have your calendar and you can be taking, let's say 4 to 6, maybe 7 calls a day. So for you to make $500 in a day is quite easy, even more, bro. And I'll show you some real people that have done it and done a lot better than $500 a day. Scenario B, $10,000 deal, 10% commission, $1,000 per sale, 15% commission, $1,500 per sale. To make $500 a day at 10%, 1 sale every 2 days. So you can see it gets easier. The bigger the deal, obviously the easier it gets. Now, obviously some people, they don't pay $10,000 straight up. They might do half, they might do the next half later, they might do a quarter, then the rest. So, and this is what I mean, some people aren't going to pay the whole thing in full, and you can make incremental money. So you might make $250 on one deal and $250 on another deal. There you go. There you got your $500 a day. Or next, if you're on 15%, you can make $500 a day for 1 sale every 3 days. Scenario C, the high ticket deal. Now, very high ticket deal, I've seen $50,000 to $100,000, but this is still very, very high ticket at $15,000. 10% commission is $1,500 per sale. 15% commission is $2,250 per sale. So to make $500 a day at 10%, you only need to make 1 sale every 3 days. The next one, $500 for 15% is 1 sale every 4 to 5 days, which is definitely doable. If you've got the skill set, if you've got the right marketing that's coming through with the business, and this is the thing, you don't have to do the marketing. You don't have to sit there and post videos and go, buy this, get into this fitness program, get into this ad managed program. You don't have to do that, bro. You simply sit on your laptop, you take calls from anywhere in the world, as long as you have laptop, a phone, Wi-Fi, and you can make $500 a day with this simple method, bro. Anyway, now let's talk about some real results inside the academy that I'm in and what's really possible. So first we have Ethan, who made $4,200 within 2 months of joining. So within 2 months of starting this, he was able to make 4.2K. So just managed to get my first comms within a couple of months of joining. It has shown that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and if anyone makes me want to work harder, I have learned so much in the short amount of time that I have no plan of slowing down anytime soon. I'm here to stay, and I'm sure that this is not my last post in the win section. Next we have is a crazy one, which is Freddie, made 900 pounds or 1,200 AUD in just 2 days with appointment setting. So booking in calls and setting deals. That's it, just appointment setting. Next one is a crazy one, is Mitchell, who made $2,100 in 1 single day doing this. We've got Kieran, who made 350 pounds or 480 USD in 1 day. TK, who made 3.6 NZD in 1 week. Or Georgia, who made her first comms in just 9 days. So you can see results come quite quick and really accessible. So the main thing with this is having the right training and then getting the right skill sets and applying them to the right people and to the right areas. Once you have that, bro, you're set. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any wonders or things that you need to tell me or you want to learn, please let me know. But if you guys actually want to get started, like I said, there's a link in the description. So go check that out, book yourself on for a call and get started. That's it from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.